Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name's Lauren. If you're new here, definitely subscribe down below.
I gotta get sponge.
He's cleaning right now. Being a good husband. Okay, a lot of you guys have asked how I did my hair for my wedding. I just filmed that video. I'll link it up in the cards right here if you want to check it out. But most of you guys are excited about how I did my makeup. And you're like, Lauren, that's kind of crazy. Isn't that really stressful on your wedding day? And I'm just the type of person where it just was more relaxing. I was more in control. And so if you want to keep watching, then let's jump right into it. And I'll show you guys all the products that I used, and I will link everything down below in the description if you want to purchase. So let's go ahead and start and get into the video. If you haven't seen our wedding video, it is so amazing. I love it so much. It's so special to Josh and I. And if you want to watch that, then I will link it down below. Okay, so to start off, I'm just gonna go ahead and start with primer and really just do exactly how I did it on my wedding day. I'm actually just gonna go ahead and prime my lids first. This is with the MAC Paint Pot. I've used this for so long. It's the perfect shade, and it lasts so long. It really keeps your eyeshadow on for your wedding day. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and put on this primer. And I'm in the shade Soft Ochre, if you're wondering. So then I just set the eye primer with the Laura Mercier translucent powder. This is just going to prevent any creasing throughout the day. I went ahead and primed my face on my wedding day. I'm all out of the primer that I used, but it was the Smashbox primer, and then on the top I put the Porefessionals just to kind of keep the pores looking good. If you have really oily skin, I definitely suggest the Smashbox. I think it's the Photo Finish Primer. It's great for photos, and it was just so great on my wedding day. So then I actually started with my eyes first on my wedding day. I didn't want any eyeshadow fallout, so in order to prevent any fallout, you really want to start with your eyes, and then you can wipe everything away when you're ready to do your face. So I'm going to start off with the eyes. The palette that I used on my wedding day was a Jaclyn Hill palette. I'm going to go ahead and go in with this. I'm gonna do my best to like show you which colors I'm using because I don't really know the names. So I will tell you as I'm going. So to start off with a transition shade, I'm just taking this one right here, Silk Cream. And we're just gonna go ahead and go in right here. It's gonna be a really good transition shade. And it really doesn't show up too much, but it does enough. Also, Josh and I just moved into this house. Home sweet home. We are very excited, and if you haven't seen our house tour, then I will link it down below. Also have little pumpkins, so cute. Okay, so then I pretty much did the same exact thing with the color right next to it, and I focused this one more so on the outer corner. Okay, so now that the transition shade is there, I'm gonna go ahead and take a smaller brush. I really wish I knew, oh, this is a 217 MAC brush. It's just a little bit smaller than a really big fluffy blending brush. And this is gonna help me get in the crease a little bit more. I'm gonna take this color right here, tap it, and these colors do have some fallout, so you wanna tap off the excess. So now I'm just going in right here. This gives you a little bit of definition. And I'm winging it up a little bit and flicking it up, and then putting it in. I don't want to go way in here in my crease. I'm just kind of staying on the outer edge. I'm gonna go in with this color right here. It is, it's called Buns, so that's cute. And I'm just gonna get it on this smaller brush. I'm just patting it on the outer corner. As you can see, it's very intense right here when you pat it, but I just packed it on the outer corner on my wedding day just to get an idea of how intense I wanted it. And then once you pack it down, you can take more of the tip of the brush and just kind of do little swirly motions. I keep going in this way towards the inner corner. I don't want to like go out here too much, because I don't want it to look too winged out or crazy. Then I took an even really smaller brush, and I will first do the brow highlight. This is the color in Light, and this is very pigmented. These shadows are really pigmented, so be careful. I just did a little bit on the inner corner. Don't worry if it's not perfect right now because we're gonna be doing concealer anyways. So, okay, and then I'm just gonna blend out shades without anything on my brush, especially to blend out the upper highlight. And now taking that really small brush, I'm gonna go in with the dark brown. I'm gonna dip it in both of the dark browns, which is called Chip and Mocha. So this one and that one. This is really just gonna line the outer corner, so like legit that dot, and then sweeping it in just to kind of line where your crease is just a little bit, and then I'm bringing that dot down just a little bit too. Don't worry if it's crazy like that, you obviously will blend it out. Taking this brush with nothing on it, I'm just really lightly, because I don't want to lose that brown color, but I do want to blend it. So I'm really lightly just like flicking it this way towards the inner corner. Now my favorite part, using the Smoky but Natural shade, I'm just gonna get it on my ring finger. That's what I did on my wedding day. I didn't wet my brushes. Actually, I think I did. I did spray it with Fix Plus, but your finger will work just fine. Really just makes the pigment a little bit brighter. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that on the outer corner of my eye, stopping in the middle. Like, I don't wanna go past the middle because I'm gonna do a different color on that part. And blending it again. Also on the palette, if you're confused, it doesn't say Smoky but Natural, but it says SBN, and that's what it means. I'm gonna go in with this really pretty shimmery shade, Obsessed, because I'm obsessed with it, that's what it's called. I'm just putting it on my finger once again, on that same ring finger, and then this is gonna be the inner corner and the rest of your eye. So right here, I'm just tapping it, and you can see how pretty the shimmer is, and I didn't use any Fix Plus on my finger or brush. You obviously can if you want it even more intense. Okay, and the last thing is liner. I did not use a liquid liner on my wedding day. I didn't want it to be too intense, and I pretty much always use a black eyeshadow anyway, so I figured might as well do it on my wedding day too, just to feel more myself. And then you're just kind of gonna wing it out. And you can also get this brush wet. It's gonna make it so much easier. And I'm just gonna kind of take my ring, or my pinky, and just go like this to the wing, and that kind of just wings it out. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean up the fallout and then do the other eye, and I'll be back. Okay, so I did the eyeshadow. Now I'm moving on to foundation. Like I said, I do have oily skin, but also our wedding day was super hot, so I wanted to make sure I wasn't like sweating the makeup off. So this one is so perfect. It's so great in photos as well. It's the Laura Mercier Flawless Fusion Ultra Long Wear Foundation. Oh, I did want to mention too, I do have eyelash extensions, and they were more full on my wedding day, but I would highly suggest that for brides, so you aren't like crying your mascara off or worrying about your eyelashes falling off from the glue or anything like that. We did go to the Bahamas for a honeymoon, so it was really easy to, you know, be in and out of the water and stuff like that without having to put makeup on. Okay, so I'm gonna put this on right now. I'm gonna start with this side first, and I only use a brush right here on when I'm blending it down to my neck, and then I switch to a beauty blender, and then using your beauty blender to blend it. I highly suggest using this. Okay, we're done with foundation, and I just did concealer. I put the Tarte Shape Tape concealer on. So then I was gonna use Laura Mercier powder because it works great, but then I heard great reviews about the RCMA makeup. This is actually great for stage makeup apparently, and a ton of makeup artists use it. So if you know you're gonna be like sweating and stuff on your wedding day, I really suggest getting this powder. Dip it on my beauty blender and then set the under eye, and you're gonna look real crazy. Very crazy. Okay, so I'm just gonna let that sit for a little bit, and then I'll be back. Okay, so this is the eyebrow pomade that I've always used, pretty much always. It's the blonde one from Anastasia. Also, a tip is to put product in the cap and then wipe like that. And then it makes the product and the brush just better when you apply it. Okay, and then for bronzer, I love doing the Sculpt right here in this palette. It really just gives you that contoured look, and then we'll go in with actual bronzer. So all I did was just put it right here underneath the cheekbone. And then you kind of do it down here. Okay, bye. I love you. Husband's gone, time to party. Now I'm gonna use the bronzer from this Anastasia contour kit, and I use the one on the far end. And this just gives you that tan, bronzy look, especially since I was self-tanned on my wedding day. Well, a spray tan, so this really bronzes up the cheeks and the forehead, and then you'll of course blend down to the neck. Always blend down to the neck. To set my brows, this is the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel, and you're just gonna set the eyebrows. Eyebrows are so hard because it's like they're sisters, not twins, but at the same time when you're on camera and one looks a little bit different, you can tell. Okay, and then on my wedding day, I used Pinch Me by MAC. I also mixed it in Blushing Bride from Tarte. I mixed the two of them. They're pretty similar in color though, if you just want to use one or the other. And so, yep, just putting it on the apples of the cheeks and then swiping it up. Swipe up, just like on Instagram story. Okay, and last but not least is my favorite highlight. Can y'all tell that this is my favorite highlight? Oh man, every time I get a Becca Cosmetics highlight, I feel like it breaks, and everyone says that too, which is sad because they're so good. This is the Champagne Pop color. I keep going back to this one like always because it's still golden, but it's not too white of a bronzer, if you know what I mean. I don't want to be like strobe whiteness, but I also don't want to be too bronzed on my highlight. This is just such a perfect shade. It looked so good on my wedding day in photos. The light hits it perfectly, and I just kind of do the cheekbones, a little bit on my nose, and here you can do the Cupid's bow also. Okay, and then I will just do a little close-up here like that. Okay, so I'm gonna do the lips really quick, and this is just a chapstick. This is so amazing, but Vaseline is also great too. I used Vaseline on my wedding day. This is Luca's Pawpaw Ointment. Pawpaw. This is actually an Australian type of chapstick. It's a lot like Vaseline, so either one does the trick, but it just kind of makes your lips a little bit more moisturized and getting ready for a lip liner. I sadly cannot find the one that I used with this one on my wedding day, but I used Whirl by MAC, and I also used this one, which is my absolute favorite. If I'm on Instagram story and I have something on my lips, it's probably chapstick and this. This is the number 3 Milani in the shade number 3, or in the shade Nude. And I'm just gonna put this on my lips. It's pretty much the same as that color as Whirl. It's a lot cheaper. It's just a little bit lighter, but I'm gonna put lipstick on over it anyways. So I just line my entire lips. And then I took Cream in Your Coffee from MAC, and I use this all the time as well. If I ever put on lipstick, it's probably this one. I think it's the perfect mauve-ness of a nude, but it has a little bit of a blue undertone, so it kind of makes your teeth look whiter. So I just put that on just like that. So yep. Okay, I guess I'll try and get close up for you guys to show you some details, but I really felt myself with this kind of makeup, but just a little bit more enhanced. It's great for photos. Oh, I did forget my bottom lash line. On my bottom lash line, I just put a white kohl liner. This is the one from MAC, in the color, I think, Fantasizing. This just really gives your eyes the wide awake look, and it's great for a youthful bride look. Then I took this and one of the transition shades, and then I just went under the lash line. Okay, that is it for how I did my makeup on my wedding day. I hope you guys really liked it. If you do this makeup look or kind of similar, let me know and tag me on Instagram or give me a direct message and let me know that you tried it out. I hope you guys liked it. Once again, our wedding video and how I did my hair for our wedding will be linked down below if you want to check those videos out. So yeah, thank you guys so much for all the love and support. It means so much to Josh and I, and we're just really excited for this new chapter in our life, and I hope you enjoy this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!